As we gather here this evening for the 175th AGM of Congregation Shaar Hashomayim, it is my pleasure to welcome everyone and share with you a little bit of what's been going on this past year. We were fortunate to rediscover the archives and museum artifacts of our congregation, and we'd like to share just a little snippet with you this evening. What you will hear is the message delivered by President Lyon Cohen in the 10th year of his second term of the congregation. In this speech, you will hear him describe many of the issues of the day, many of the issues that we live today, such as anti-Semitism, immigration, Zionism, as well as the need for more social activities, budget woes, building problems, school, and what to do with the youth of today. And this all in 1924. Enjoy.
Members of Shaar Hashomayim congregation, this is the 10th consecutive annual report as president since 1915, which I have the honor and privilege of submitting today. I feel that we ought to take a survey periodically of the position of the Jew and Judaism throughout the world, so that we may give to our work a more comprehensive character and in unison with the needs of our people. The year just ended has unfortunately brought little relief for European Jewry, and conditions in that country are by no means promising. Whatever benefits may be in store for the Jews of Russia through the limited colonization scheme suggested in the Crimea, they are outnumbered 1,000-fold by the religious persecution from which they are suffering and which, if continued, threatens annihilation of Judaism over there. The old established Jewish communities in Germany and Russia are suffering from a recurrence of anti-Semitism in its most violent form. Immigration restrictions in the United States and other countries make it difficult to obtain any relief by removal from these benighted lands. Early in the year, in connection with the concession obtained from our government to bring 5,000 of co-religionists to this country, it is with pleasure that we record the fact that members of Shaar Hashomayim are also taking a leading part in social endeavors, both at home and abroad, wherever the amelioration of suffering or the advancement of learning call for their participation. A gleam of hope and encouragement breaks through this cloud of darkness as we learn of the activity which is now going on in Palestine. The establishment of the Jewish Agency by the Zionist movement has drawn into the ranks of the active workers of that great cause many able and influential men in Jewry. Consistent with our policy that our community hall should be used for every purpose for advancing the welfare of our people, our splendid facilities have been placed at the disposition of a large number of outside organizations which are doing social and philanthropic work, besides those societies composed of our own members and directly affiliated with our congregation, including our Boy Scouts and Girl Guides. The destruction of Victoria Hall by fire on March 12th, leaving a large number of non-Jewish society without a place to hold their meetings, prompted your president to place our community hall at the disposal of the mayor of our city. This was gratefully acknowledged by his worship, and a number of social and religious societies took advantage of our offer. When the rabbinical delegation, headed by Rabbi Cook, chief rabbi of Palestine, and his associates, Rabbi Shapiro of Lithuania, and Rabbi Epstein, dean of Slobodka University, visited our city for the purpose of raising funds to assist in rebuilding the yeshivas of Poland and Lithuania, your board gladly gave permission for a banquet and reception to be tendered to those distinguished visitors in our assembly hall on May 5th. This action on our part drew a great deal of praise from the community, and your president acted as chairman and Mr. Asher Pierce as treasurer of the local campaign, which was subsequently started to assist the cause. These events express in a way the social life of our congregation as such. The facilities which we have for reunions of this nature, for entertainments, weddings, and social evenings, amidst what may be practically called private surroundings, ought to appeal to members. Every festive occasion, when the home is not large enough to entertain in, should take place in our community hall. We are indeed proud of the work which is being done by our affiliated ladies' societies, and take this occasion to congratulate our Women's Auxiliary for the splendid work they have inaugurated early in the year by starting a Sunday school in connection with one of the smaller synagogues on Notre Dame Street, St. Henry. The Women's Auxiliary Societies in modern congregational life play a large and important role in the upbuilding of the congregation. We wish to express our appreciation of the work of Mrs. Joseph Levinson, the President, and her associates on the Auxiliary Board, and would urge them to even greater endeavor. Our Young People's Society have held a number of very interesting and pleasing literary and social evenings during the past year, and I trust that the coming year will be one of even greater success. A number of our rooms still remain unfurnished, and I would like the various societies of our congregation to keep this in mind. There is also a wide opportunity for beautifying our synagogue auditorium. Amongst other presents which have been received during the year were moving picture machinery and films from Mr. Rosenblum. And Mr. and Mrs. H. Keller are presenting a beautiful new chuppah on the occasion of the marriage of their granddaughter. With regard to the suggestion in my last annual report that a book of remembrance should replace the reading of the names of the departed members of the holy days, I wish to inform you that the matter is now in the hands of a committee who are tabulating all the names of relatives of members, and the idea has already been put temporarily into operation. I feel sure that when this book is completed and displayed in the synagogue, reference to it on those occasions when the Isker is recited will recall to mind our dear departed with the same feelings as when their names were recited, and the ceremony of remembrance will be a beneficial improvement to our service. A special committee has been at work for some time on new bylaws, but I can safely say that within the coming months a meeting will be called for the purpose of presenting them for your acceptance. The Treasurer's report will disclose an increase in income as well as an augmentation in the cost of administration. We have quite a heavy burden in the annual payments and deduction of our mortgage, and until our higher price seats are rented, the greatest of care and economy will be necessary to establish an equilibrium between income and expenditure. The building fund of our synagogue has not as yet been incorporated in the general statement. Our treasurer, who is also the treasurer of this fund, will bring before you a statement of the condition of our finance. The treasurer will go into more detail, and it is hoped that his appeal to our subscribers to pay up their donations will bring the desired result and enable him to liquidate this indebtedness. The majority of our members have up to the present not taken advantage of the magnificent facilities which our Hebrew school offers for giving our young an education in Hebrew and religious subjects. Under the supervision of our rabbi and a staff of excellent teachers, a training is provided which will equip the pupils attending with a thorough knowledge of our Bible history and religion. I desire to impress the members of our congregation how vitally essential Hebrew education is to the development of staunch, steadfast, and sincere Jews and Jewesses. Our Sunday school has grown beyond our expectations, and in both these departments or our school, our rabbi gives the closest and most painstaking attention. I desire to thank my colleagues, one and all, for their fine cooperation and the sense of responsibility they have shown, and to all who have helped in the work of our synagogue, both ladies and gentlemen, I tender my sincerest appreciation. In bringing this rather lengthy review of our year's work to a close, I feel that we can be justly proud that we have steadfastly striven for the upbuilding of traditional Judaism along sane and practical lines, and can look to our achievements with pride and satisfaction. We have reared a large and influential congregation whose members have taken a prominent, if not a leading part, in every movement in our community. We have built an institution which reflects pride and honor upon the Jewish community as a whole, and we have provided facilities for the continuation of that great heritage which has been transmitted to us from time immemorial. We can look with confidence to the future if we continue to be loyal, if we work with zeal and devotion for the benefit of our sacred institution and the love of the God of our ancestors. Respectfully submitted, Lyon, Cohen, President.